Here we are. Ooh. Should this be the official song of, like, whenever we talk Syracuse football due to the New Jersey-ness of it all? Our next guest is actually going to be a football player who, get this, is not from New Jersey. Hard to believe, I know. Hard to believe, I know. We'll get back to it tomorrow. I've got a Jersey football player on tap for the program tomorrow. But today's guest, as we hit a little football news, is the Orange punter, Jack Stonehouse. Why, you may ask, do we want to talk punting? Well, we like talking to Jack. It's more that. And the punter has the ability to kind of step back and, you know, see the world around them, see the whole thing coming together. Caught up with Jack after practice earlier this morning, and here is our conversation. Well, our coverage of Orange spring football continues today. We got the punter here in Jack Stonehouse, and I think we're talking about this with all the guys, the whole changeover that's been going on here around the last 3-4 months or so. Your perspective, what's this all been like for you?
Yeah, I think there's a very obvious change, and it's for the better. I transferred in, coming from an SEC school, and then Coach Brown coming from an SEC school, he brought over like that same mentality. And I think it's just like the little things matter, details, all of that. I think it's a lot better. You don't really see like guys like leaning over as much or sitting down. I think that is like going to be a really big part for this football team.
Okay, yeah, that's an interesting comparison because Jack was at Missouri, third coaching staff in 3 years, so you've seen every possible thing. What are those SEC things, right? I mean, your old school won a ton of games last year. Franz won a ton of games at Georgia. What are those things that pop that lead to winning?
I really do believe that everyone says it, but I really do think it's the little things. Like we just said that in our prayer, like successful men do the little things right. I really think that's like really important. Your footwork, all of that for specialists. Importantly, like the footwork, the drop, all of that. But then for everyone else, they have all those small little things. I really think it starts with the small things, and then it'll build up from there.
Give me a small thing that's maybe not a football thing. Like we know the football things, hands,
right.
Foot. What's the small thing friends put in maybe off the field that's leading to this stuff?
Right. I think one of the like we do schedules every week, so we're all planning out on Sunday what we're doing for the rest of the week, and I think that is really good because we on our phones we have our class schedules, but when we have that paper, we know okay, it's 3:00. I can go hit the tubs. I can go get lunch. I can go stretch. So I think those things, mapping out your whole week on Sunday, is going to help everyone in the long run.
Yeah, how important is that to you got a group of college guys here? It's very easy to be completely disorganized.
Right.
I can vouch for that back at that time. How important is that to, all right, 10 o'clock Tuesday, here's what I got?
Right, yeah, I think that's a big thing, especially for me. I know if I didn't have a schedule or if I didn't have to wake up at 6:30 and go to practice, I mean, I'd be in bed all day, you know? So I think like just football in general gives you a schedule, but when you really go down, meetings this time, lunch this time, all that, I think, just everyone being there on time is going to help elevate, I guess, the energy and the care that everyone has for the team.
All right, we got Jack Stonehouse. We got the Orange punter with us. We're talking Orange spring football right now. Take me back to beginning of December. What was it like meeting Fran for the first time and getting to know the new head coach?
Right, yeah. 3 different head coaches. All of them are pretty different. But I think Coach Fran just brings like a calm and collective like side to him. So like you can feel comfortable talking to him. And then when you get on the field, it's the same way, but you know he has that like extra edge. But other than that, he like thinks in winning, like in a winning mindset, you know? He doesn't want to leave the field unless we're like we have a winning mindset. So I think that is going to take us really far in this next season.
I think you know it too. With the rules of the transfer portal right now, like if there is change, you can hit the door in 4 seconds.
Right.
What made you say, all right, this is change that I like and I can deal with it?
Right, yeah, 100%. I got comfortable here. I like some of the coaches stayed. I like all the coaches that stayed. And it wasn't really, it actually, honestly, it didn't ever cross my mind. I was going to take whoever came in and then we were going to just roll with it. I never once was like, oh, whatever. But I never even thought about that. I was committed here and I'm here to stay. Yeah.
I'd say it's nice punting with a roof over your head, right? Regardless who's in charge, huh?
Right, exactly, yeah.
All right, Jack Stonehouse is with us, but let's get into your coach and James Villano, the new special teams coach. How much change, like obviously a lot goes into special teams. Does he talk to you about the punting? Is that kind of your own thing? It's always a little different with the specialist.
Yeah, right. I think there's always, you can always get coached. And I think not that getting 3 different coaches is a good thing, but like having those 3 different mindsets, like you can go in, I learned stuff at Missouri, brought it over here, and that helped out some of the guys here. So I think that like with different people comes like different knowledge, different ideas, different drills. So I think and to an extent. I mean, you can only do so many drills, but you can do them differently. You can do them more. So I think Coach Lano came in. I love him. He's a super cool guy, awesome guy. And yeah, I mean, he came in, he understood what we do and what we do best, and then he formed what he thought drills would work best for us. And I think that's the best way to do it. He came in, he didn't say, hey, we're gonna change this, blah, blah, blah. He came in and said, this is what you do best. We're gonna work on that, and we're gonna get even better at it.
We're talking here to Jack Stonehouse, the Orange punter. We're midway, a little bit more through spring football right now. And, you talk about the little things and all that. How has it affected team chemistry? What's the group like right now?
Right. I mean, this is the closest we've ever been. We're all early for meetings. Me and Brady stand outside the door before meetings. We dab each other up. So I think a lot of the little things can start with just a little bit of the energy. In our special teams meeting, we start with energy. So I think it's really just the simple things, getting up and not being like, God, I have to go to practice. Getting up and being like, let's go. We get to go outside. It's a beautiful day, You got to go punt the ball as far as you can. Or Kyle says, I'm going to go throw the ball as far as I can, or the best ball. So I think just that we get to, and the energy mentality is going to help us.
You say Kyle McCord is here. The starting quarterback of the team is important to everybody on the roster, right? How quickly did he assume a leadership role?
Very quickly. When Coach Brown came in, he asked us some questions, and some guys were answering, some guys were asking, and Kyle, from the second he started speaking, you could tell that it wasn't speaking to just Coach Brown. He was speaking to everybody. And I actually hang out with Kyle outside of football a lot, and he's just a respectful, good guy, a guy that you want to be around, and that translates right on to the football team, So, and that really just helps. That makes me want to go out there and put the defense in the best position. If you like everyone on the team, obviously you want to go out there and do your best. But he's just a good, down to earth, good guy. Yeah.
I feel the specialists and the quarterbacks often find their way to the golf course together. You got a foursome planned here at some point?
I'm not gonna lie, I cannot play golf for the life of me. I've gone golfing once for 16 holes or 18 holes, whatever it is. I used the driver the entire time, and I don't think I got even close to the hole once.
All right. Well, yeah, if that's your strategy, you wouldn't have. You can drive the cart, I guess, next time. You can still have a roll. All right. I've been talking to the guys about this. NCAA video game is coming back out this summer. Did you sign the paperwork? Are we going to see Jack Stonehouse punting?
I did sign it. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I don't usually play Madden on Xbox, but I mean, if our team is in here and I'm on there, I'll probably play it a little bit.
I'd say the problem is nobody ever punts in video games. So is anyone going to use you?
Maybe just me.
3 and outs, the friend of you. All right, here we go. About a little less than 2 weeks left in camp. But what's your guys' goal here for the next 2 weeks?
I mean, just winning mentality. Coach just said it. We need to go 1-0 every day. So I think from a specialist point, from my standpoint, I think just building strength in the legs and, not getting too many reps, but doing just the right amount. You see me out there after practice. We do our pump period and all that, and then I'm on the sideline, drop. Spring ball is really getting your craft, making your craft perfect, and then during fall ball in the season is when you just perform and kind of keep level if you can. But spring ball is just tweaking all of the little things, my steps, shortening my steps, drop, make sure it's outside. It's a lot of the mental things, but spring ball, that's what, from a specialist standpoint, that's what we're doing.
All right, Jack, always good to chat. Thanks for the time.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
There he is, Jack Stonehouse, Orange punter. If you were not watching on Q Sports Talk and are in your car or something on the way home, do check it out later on our YouTube feed, just to see Jack's attire and mustache and the whole general vibe that he's bringing to life on a minute-by-minute basis. Always fun to talk with our guy, Jack Stonehouse. A couple of other news and nuggets coming out of football training camp or spring practice earlier today, as Fran Brown did do his weekly media little address. I think it was actually while I was talking to Jack that this happened, but a couple of very specific injury announcements. Jackson Meeks, a wide receiver, Georgia transfer, he had a walking boot on. He's going to be out for the rest of spring ball. I believe surgery on a hairline fracture in his foot. Chatted with Jackson a few weeks ago, wishing the best in his recovery. He looked like he'd been a guy in line for a major role with the offense on the team this year. Likewise, Oronde Gadsden, though this one was planned, kind of the second necessary surgery in the recovery from his Lisfranc injury in the fall. He had the surgery in the fall to correct the issue. He had surgery within the last week, it sounds like, to remove the screws from his right foot that had been part of the recovery. And it sounds like Arande will be back in action with workouts and whatnot with the team by the end of May. So there you are. In theory, both of these guys, in theory, you never know with the feet. In theory, both of these guys will be ready to go when we, get into summer and get into training camp and all of that stuff for the season. And then always got to check on the portal and the recruits and the whatnot with football. Here was a random one earlier today or yesterday, whenever it came out. There is a tight end from Wagner. His name is Justin Wolf. A tight end from Wagner is in the portal, and I'm not entirely certain why he's in the portal right now. The football portal will reopen in full starting on a Monday for 15 days. Oh, my. Spring portal action. I am going to have a feeling Fran Brown's going to be dabbling in names and lists and whatnot for Syracuse, so we'll see what happens in spring portal football action. That will start a week from yesterday. But there's this guy, Justin Wolf. He's a tight end from Wagner who has one career touchdown catch. Tight end Wagner, one career touchdown catch. Okay. He released a final 6 yesterday in the portal of Kansas State, Alabama, Syracuse, Texas A&M, UCLA, and West Virginia. Like, what the hell? A tight end from Wagner with one career touchdown catch as Kansas State, Bama, Cuse, Aggies, UCLA, and by God, West Virginia is his 6th? Are they aware of this? I had to text McAllister. I'm like, Mike, what is this? What am I looking at right now? What am I missing? And he informed me, they want him to walk on. Preferred walk on. They prefer him to walk on. And then I ceased asking questions. But that it frazzled my brain for a few seconds earlier today. So I just had to figure it out. I'm like, why is Alabama looking at a tight end from Wagner that has caught one touchdown pass ever in college football? Okay. So we're to the bottom of that. And with that, we will set football on the back burner for now. Tomorrow on the show, we'll check in with New Jersey's own Dennis Jacques, who's known Fran Brown since the beginning of time. All the Jersey guys on this team have known Fran Brown since they were like 3. I don't know how it's possible. Fran is ubiquitous in New Jersey. He's at everybody's barbecue. I don't know what he's doing. How many Fran Browns are there? Are there multiple? Is Fran Brown cloned himself just for the purposes of recruiting? We may be breaking a story here in the coming days. Anyway, we're back after this here on this hour, brought to you by William Attar. Hurt in a car, call William Attar. If you're not hurt in a car, you can call us at 315-437-7644 for ESPN 44. We're here to chat when we come back. Still plenty more to get into here on this Tuesday, including the Syracuse basketball portal watch. We need to take a peek and see if anything has happened. We'll do all of that as we roll along after this. It's Q Sports Talk and ESPN Radio.